5 hitting the lineup. So far, the story of the day has been about the top seeds struggling to overcome those at the back end of the Jeep leaderboard. Let's see how 3-time world champ Carissa Moore fares in her heat against Bianca Buitendag and Coco Ho. Beautiful to sit out there in the lineup, look back into the hinterland, and it's a pretty special backdrop, and we'll get back to that in a moment. But right now we want to see Carissa on the first wave of this heat. Explosive first turn, and swings the tail on the second move as well. Just keeping great momentum through these flatter sections of water as she continues to bang out the backhand snaps. Should be a pretty decent score for the 3-time world champ.
Yeah, she did a great job at keeping up her speed down the line. Again, when the waves are at this size, if you try to overpower the wave, it's not going to be a good thing. You're going to lose that projection. So Carissa finding that balance.
Or perhaps some opportunity here for Coco. She tries to scratch into this one. She's eyeing off the left, drives off the bottom, whips that board vertically. Doesn't quite get on top of that first section, but the second move is lethal as she really starts to find her flow down the line there. So that will be Coco's opening ride. I think Carissa probably got the better of her on the exchange, but she'll be on the board.
Yeah, I always am very impressed with Coco's angles. You know, she has those sharp pivots, and just again, the way she knifes her rail through the water, it's very impressive. But no real statement on that wave.
Well, here we go. Here goes Bianca, who is a former finalist in this event, and has just that great option of either heading right with her explosive backhand surfing or finding the groove on the forehand, which she's done on this ride. Good acceleration right through to the inside. Just testing a couple of boards in the lead up to this first round heat.
When the waves are at this size. So she did a great job of finding that. And she still made it some impact, meaning she put a lot of pressure. There's a carve, so that's very traditional. Just a setup snap there, but again, throwing some spray. But watch this, when she releases the tail, she'll get those fins to slide right there. And that's that balance where, you know, if you push a little too hard or you get too lazy, you'll start to bog down. But she glided through it nicely, which was, you know, pretty impressive because Bianca's a tall woman. Now, Coco keeping up some nice flow, but just that wave, I think, cut short, being that it was so A-framey. It didn't have that nice wall where she could really throw down an impressive maneuver. So just some snaps. There's a bigger snap. You can see the wave bigger, taller, more wall. Carissa going to work, and I think even this for her, Ronnie, should just be a warm-up wave.
Using her speed well, waiting on the numbers to come through, and we could see one of the highest numbers of the day drop for this 24-year-old who's up once again. With a better looking wave here. This thing is a tricky wave to figure out though. It's got a couple of lumps through it. Carissa does very well to get a clean finish.
And she threw down a pretty solid snap. So right here you can see this is where the wall lays down just a little bit for Carissa, but that was an impressive opening maneuver there. Just got hung up, but she kind of disguised it, didn't she? I like that she didn't really make a statement with her body, like, oh, I made a bobble there. She just went right back to work. And again, that closing snap right there. So bookend maneuvers. In between, maybe a little lazy, but the opening turn and the finishing turn, it'll be nice for the judges to sort of marinate on that, and it should be a solid backup score.
She did very well on her first wave, an 8-point ride. And it's funny, we've been talking about those surfers at the back end of the ratings on the women's Jeep leaderboard, Ross, and just how much room they have to improve to get themselves up to the level of Carissa Moore. But on the Swatch Women's Pro underway with Carissa Moore in the lineup, we're going to have a look at Carissa now. We were taking a glance at some of her past results this season. Be a wave standing up out the back here for one of our competitors, and it is the South African Bianca Buitendag, who's got her eyes on the left-handers at the moment. Big drawn-out bottom turn, kicks the tail on the first maneuver, maintains good speed, uses it in a clean roundhouse cutback, and is showing a lot of variety on this wave. Plenty of flow, just kicks the foam on the inside. One of the better waves we've seen put together this morning. Didn't really have the quality maybe of Carissa Moore's opening wave, the 8-point ride.
I feel like this could be a serious number. Great. First of all, that first maneuver was a big statement, and that's always going to be an eye catcher. Really low bottom turn to a hammering off the top. So the judges are already, they're psyched. They're ready to go. And then she finished the wave off with the flow again. So I'm loving Bianca's surfboard. Watch this first bottom turn running. Watch how low she gets. And then tags it with a little fin release. So I'm thinking this, I've been wrong today a couple times with the scores. I haven't been totally in sync with the judges, but I think for me that's the best wave of the heat.
Well, the number is in, and it's enough to see the South African into the lead. Not as big as Carissa Moore's 8-point ride, but not far behind, a 7.5. So Carissa's back in second spot now, chasing a 6. Coco Ho looking for a 9. Well, here we go, just over 9.5 minutes remaining. And it is Carissa picking off this insider, looking to get rid of a 5.5. We've been waiting for her to show us what she can do on the forehand. Pretty impressive so far on this medium-sized right. Looks like she is definitely focused on keeping up her energy levels, not letting any marginal conditions get in the way of just showing a real clear intent to take this thing out.
Yeah, it's a great observation, Ronnie. I agree. This is a wave that obviously as a pro surfer wasn't that exciting, but you can see she went to work. And right there, I love the fact that she kind of hit that first lip vertically and then released the tail. So she kind of combined 2 maneuvers in one. She didn't just go for a nice safety tap.
On the way back to the car park. But here we go. We've got some decent set waves approaching here, and this is Coco Ho. A lot of wall stretching out in front, but she just gets ankle tapped, trying to drive around onto the open face. She goes down. Just over 7 minutes to go. I'm waiting to see Bianca respond here. She's in second spot. As Carissa's last wave came through at a 7.17. So Carissa reclaiming the #1 spot. And Carissa, without priority, is going to have a look at this one. This wave is stretching out quite nicely. This could be a really good opportunity to dump the 7.17. She has a lot of speed to use on this turn. Climbs up over the section, a floating re-entry, but she won't find the open face again. 6 minutes to go.
Right here, she's going to have to really step on the gas. This wave is fast. It's breaking in front of her, so 2 floats trying to get out in front, and she can't get there. So she was just a little too deep, just textbook surfing.
Check this out, Ross. This was during the recap. On an insider, Carissa Moore goes absolutely loony.
Wow. That first, what was actually so impressive was the setup she did. She kind of rode high, tried to gauge the wave to see where she could place her first turn, and then she dropped down. So it's not unlike surfing a skate park. You got to use those transitions to get the speed, and she did that. And now she's just getting kind of cheeky. And so I think for Carissa, this is going to be so encouraging because she absolutely tore this heat apart. Loving her equipment. Looks very fast under her feet. She's got to be very encouraged, and she's going to skip that round 2.
And a good performance going left and right. So she'll have a lot of confidence no matter what the conditions do moving forward through this contest. She'll know that she has that option up her sleeve. As we see, after the hooter, Bianca taking this ride. She was chasing a 7.68, but just a little bit too late. We're going to take a quick break. More action coming from the first round here at the Swatch Women's Pro.